For centuries, revolutions were loud. They came with gunpowder, riots, collapsing empires, burning currencies. But today, a new revolution is happening silently. No armies, no protests, no headlines, just code, ledgers, and invisible power shifts reshaping the global financial system, slowly, quietly, and permanently. This is the story of how digital currency became the most powerful force of the 21st century, and why no one is prepared for what comes next. Cue title card: The Silent Revolution of Digital Currency. Fade to black. Paper money was never supposed to last. It began as a promise, a note redeemable for gold, backed by trust and enforced by states. But trust faded, gold disappeared, and money became an illusion backed by nothing but belief. Today, 92% of all currency in existence already lives on computer servers. You do hold money. You hold a database entry. The cash in your wallet is now the exception. A relic. Governments know this. Banks know this. And the institutions that run global finance. They've been preparing for something far bigger than anyone realizes. A cashless future where every transaction is traceable, where every payment is programmable, where money itself becomes software. But this wasn't an accident. It was the next step in a process that began decades ago. Long before Bitcoin, long before crypto, the first digital currency was created by the banking system itself. Not by innovation, but by crisis. In 1971, when the US ended the gold standard, the world entered its first fully digital monetary system. Money was no longer a commodity. It became a policy tool. Banks invented something new. Digital IOUs created out of thin air. Every loan created new money. Every digit typed into a credit account became part of the money supply. This was digital currency in its earliest form. Unrestricted, unanchored, infinitely elastic. It set the stage for everything to come. But governments soon realized, if money could be created with keystrokes, it could also be controlled with them. And control is the real story of the 21st century. When Bitcoin appeared in 2009, it wasn't a currency. It was a rebellion against the very architecture of modern finance. The central banks, the intermediaries, the trust-based system. A system that had nearly collapsed just 1 year earlier. Bitcoin introduced a radical idea. What if money required no permission? What if trust came from mathematics, not institutions? Millions joined. Crypto grew from a niche experiment to a trillion-dollar shadow economy. Ethereum made money programmable. Stable coins made money borderless. DeFi made banking autonomous. To governments and central banks, this wasn't innovation. It was competition. And competition in monetary policy is unacceptable. Behind closed doors, a counter-revolution began. A silent one. Between 2016 and 2024, the world's financial powers quietly accelerated a project years in the making. Central bank digital currencies. A new form of money. Not like Bitcoin, and not like the dollars in your bank account. CBDCs are programmable, traceable, and fully controlled by central authorities. They can expire. They can blacklist wallets. They can enforce tax collection. They can restrict what money can or cannot be spent on. And unlike cash, they require no bank. For governments drowning in debt and facing declining trust, CBDCs are the perfect tool. Real-time taxation, direct stimulus to citizens, instant capital controls, absolute visibility of financial activity, an unprecedented monetary power. This is not hypothetical. China's digital yuan is already live. India, Brazil, Nigeria, the EU, and the United States are all in active rollout phases. The world is quietly converging on the same system. A system where every currency is digital, and every digital currency is monitored. But why now? Why did the digital revolution accelerate after 2020? Because the global monetary order started falling apart. Every empire collapses for the same reason. Debt becomes unmanageable. By 2025, global debt surpassed $330 trillion, a number so large it can never be repaid, only inflated away. Governments needed a new way to control the financial system, to steer economies without political resistance, to run monetary policy at the level of individuals. Digital currency made that possible. Using CBDCs, a government can stimulate a region by increasing wallet balances, penalize hoarding by creating expiring money, prevent bank runs by locking withdrawals, influence spending behavior through incentives, freeze dissidents, and stabilize collapsing sectors instantly. This isn't just economics. It is behavioral engineering through money. The tools are new. The intentions are not. While central banks moved quietly, corporations launched their own assault. Tech giants realized something ancient. The entity that controls the currency controls the economy. Apple, Amazon, Tencent, Meta, and dozens more built internal payment systems that rival national ones. Apple Pay adoption surpassed credit cards. Amazon processes more transactions than many banks. Tencent, WeChat Pay is larger than most countries' financial systems. The biggest companies on Earth were no longer selling products. They were building parallel monetary empires. For the first time, governments feared losing control of money itself. The race intensified. A global competition began between governments, central banks, tech giants, crypto networks, private stablecoin issuers, each trying to own the future of money. And the public, they barely noticed, because the revolution wasn't loud. It was silent. For ordinary citizens, money has always been the last frontier of privacy. What you buy, where you travel, how you save. This is the map of your life. Digital currency threatens to expose all of it. With CBDCs and corporate payment rails, every transaction is recorded. Every habit is analyzed. Every behavior becomes data. For the first time in history, governments and corporations can see the entire economic life of every citizen. Supporters argue it will reduce crime, fraud, corruption, and tax evasion. Critics argue it creates the perfect surveillance system. Both are right. Digital currency brings efficiency and control, two forces that rarely coexist without conflict. And once society transitions to a cashless system, the option to opt out disappears. Currencies have always been weapons. But digital currencies, they are weapons with precision targeting. Sanctions can become instant. Foreign companies can be shut out of the system with a single line of code. Capital flows can be redirected at the speed of software. China's digital yuan threatens the dominance of the US dollar in Asia and Africa. The United States fears losing its control over global payments. The EU pushes for strategic independence. Latin America launches regional digital currencies to escape dollar dependency. The world is no longer fighting oil wars. It is fighting currency wars. And the battlefield is digital. Banks once built their empires by controlling access to money. Not anymore. Digital currency strips away the middlemen. No need for banks to clear payments. No need for remittance companies. No need for card networks. No need for complex settlement rails. Money becomes peer-to-peer, instant, software-driven. The banking system will not collapse. It will simply shrink into irrelevance. This is why banks are now racing to reinvent themselves as digital custodians, AI compliance hubs, and CBDC distribution layers. But the truth is simple. The era of banks as financial gatekeepers is ending. The future belongs to the networks that process money at the speed of code. The digital revolution will not impact everyone equally. Some will adapt and benefit. Others will be left behind. This divide will not just be economic. It will be behavioral. In a programmable money world, saving too much may trigger penalties. Spending in the wrong categories may reduce rewards. Suspicious patterns may freeze accounts. Political or social actions may influence access. In this world, money becomes a score, not an asset. A system where compliance is rewarded and deviation is discouraged. This is not speculation. These ideas are already being tested. The silent revolution is not just technological. It is psychological. But there's another side to this story. As governments centralize money, citizens are decentralizing it. Cryptocurrencies, stable coins, tokenized dollars, on-chain banks. They form a parallel financial system, growing faster than the legacy one. Millions now store wealth outside traditional banks. Billions move money through digital wallets. Entire industries operate on blockchain rails. This shadow financial system is not disappearing. It is expanding. We are witnessing the birth of a dual monetary world. One system, controlled, programmable, centralized. The other, open, permissionless, decentralized. Which system wins? It depends on trust. And trust, once lost, does not return. The revolution wasn't Bitcoin. It wasn't CBDCs. It wasn't big tech. The real revolution was the shift in who controls the definition of money. For 400 years, money was controlled by governments. For the last 100, by central banks. For the last 30, by private institutions. For the last 10, by decentralized networks. Now, all four are colliding. This is the silent revolution. Money is no longer a static object. It is a battlefield, a negotiation, a tug-of-war between power structures, and the winners will reshape civilization. Every revolution ends with a choice. The future of digital currency will depend on decisions made quietly. In boardrooms, central banks, government councils, and global institutions. But it will also depend on you, on how individuals choose to store money, move it, trust it, and define it. The revolution is here. It is already happening, and it will not reverse. The only question left is, will digital currency set us free, or will it control us?